have part C here. Given that the roots of the equation x squared minus 21x plus 4 equal to 0 are alpha square and beta square, where alpha and beta positives. Okay, find A, B. Now listen guys, so this equation, if you look at the equation, if you're finding, perhaps like in this case they have changed. Most of the questions they asked them saying, given that the roots of this minus 21 equal to 0 are alpha and beta, right? That's how they'll ask you. Now in this case they have changed the roots to alpha squared and beta squared. So how are you going to answer this? So you have to understand that you have to understand that the sum of these roots, the sum of alpha square and beta square will be equal to 21, and the product, all right, the product of alpha square and beta square will be equal to 4. Why am I saying so? Because this is in the format of equation, is in the format of x squared minus sum of roots, all right, x plus product of roots equal to 0. Now notice what the sum is related to. The sum is related to 21 and the product is related to 4. Okay, why this? Because of they have changed the roots. So in other words, since they have changed the roots, this is already in that form. So this is the same as x squared minus alpha square plus beta square, right, plus alpha square times beta square equal to 0. It's in that format. Okay, it's different from the traditional format where the roots are alpha and beta. Okay, if the roots are alpha and beta, you will notice that the sum will be alpha plus beta, which is negative b over a, and the product will be alpha beta, which is c over a. All right, this is how it's going to be. Now in this case everything is different. Okay, everything is very different, meaning our alpha square plus beta square, they've already given us it to be 21. Okay, and our alpha square beta squared will be 4. They've already given us what these will be. But if you're having the traditional question where they say the roots are alpha and beta, meaning the sum will be, you have to use the identity, negative b over a and c over a. Okay, so therefore now let's find, so I'm going to form two equations here. So I'm going to say alpha square plus beta square will be equal to 21. That's equation 1. And alpha square beta square will be equal to 4. That's equation 2. So now what we've been taught to find, we've been taught to find alpha beta. Okay, so I'm going to find alpha beta. Now note that alpha square beta square can also be written as alpha beta, where I take the square outside, isn't it? I can factorize the square outside. Okay, so I'll do the same. Therefore, where there is this, I'll replace that. Alpha beta, I've just factorized the square outside, equal to 4. Now guys, how do you remove the square? You square root, meaning your alpha beta will be equal to 2. That'll be your answer. Now, since you find your alpha beta as 2, that's the first part. You can also find alpha plus beta. Now, how are we going to find alpha plus beta? Note that alpha squared plus beta squared is equal to 21, right? And we know that this is an identity, and the identity is alpha plus beta squared minus 2 alpha beta is equal to 21. So where there is this, I'll replace the identity. So I'm going to have alpha plus beta squared minus 2. Where there is alpha beta, I'll replace 2 equal to 21. So this will be alpha plus beta squared minus 4 is equal to 21. So this will be alpha plus beta squared is equal to 21 plus 4. Alpha plus beta squared is equal to 25. Square root. This will cancel, meaning my alpha plus beta will be equal to 5. These are the answers there. Okay. Now we've been taught saying find an equation. Okay, find an equation whose roots are those. Okay, so we have been given new roots. So our new roots are what? New roots are alpha over beta and beta over alpha. Now we know that the new equation has a formula, right? New equation has a formula of x squared minus, okay, sum of new roots, alright, x plus product, okay, of new roots equal to 0. Now what is our sum of the new roots? We're going to add this, so therefore we're going to have alpha beta plus beta over alpha. So now make this a single fraction. This will be alpha beta. This into this, the beta will cancel, remain with alpha squared, plus this into that, the alpha will cancel, remain with beta squared. Now notice guys, alpha beta square is, you have been told it's 21. Alpha plus beta square is 21. So we're going to have 21 over what is our alpha beta? It is 2. You have found, you already have this and you already have that. So now let's find the product. This was a sum. So product will be alpha over beta times beta over alpha. So this will cancel and the answer will be 1. So therefore our new equation will be x squared minus the sum, which is 21 over 2 x plus 1 equal to 0. What's a common denominator? Over 1 over 1 over 1. The common denominator is 2. So I'll multiply everything by 2. So 2 times that is 2x squared minus 21x plus 2 equal to 0. That's the answer to this equation. That's a new equation there. Alright. So we have our D, our D, equation D. Given that that is a paper, what is the universal set? Okay. Alright, now listen guys, so here you can take the complement inside. So I'll take the complement to this one and to this side. So this will be, when the complement reaches there, it will cancel out. So I remain with x intersection y, right? Because complement times complement, it will cancel. And this sign will change to union, isn't it? Then here, this will remain the way it is. The complement will be outside. Okay? Then after this, something will change here. Okay? So, oh, this is union, sorry. This is union, it will remain the way it is as union. X complement union y. Okay? After this, so this will be x intersection y union, okay? X intersection y, alright? Union. Then this complement will go inside to there and there, so it will be x. Then this will change to intersection y complement. Okay? So here, I'll factorize the x intersection y. I'll factorize the x intersection. If I factorize it, what will remain is y union y complement. Now y union y complement is universal, and x intersection universal is x. That's the answer. Okay, so let's look at the last part of the question. So we have f of x is equal to x plus 1 over 2x minus 1, and g of x is equal to 1 over x. So let's find number 1, f of 1 over 4. Now f of 1 over 4 is like while there is x here, we replace 1 over 4, isn't it? Over 2, 1 over 4 minus 1. So now I'll separate this into 1 over 4 plus 1 into, I'll separate to 2 over 4 minus 1 divided by, okay, I'll separate them by division. Now here's the thing, make this a single fraction, over 4, so this will be 5 over 4 divided by, if you make this a single fraction, okay, we're going to have, this is negative, we're going to have negative 2 over 4, okay, so let me erase this. So this will be 5 over 4 times 4 over negative 2, this will cancel, the answer will be 5 over negative 2, and your final answer will be negative 5 over 2, because the negative can be on the denominator, that's go on top. That's how you answer this question. Now let's go to the other one. What's the other one saying? Find the domain and range. Okay, how do you find the domain of f? So we have our f of x as x plus 1 over 2x minus 1. Okay, so domain for this is a rational function. You say let 2x minus 1 not equal to 0. Then 2x will not be equal to 1, so x will not be equal to half, right? So meaning your domain, all right, domain will be equal to x such that x is a member of all real numbers in the universe, right? But x will not be equal to half. Why? Because when x is half, the function will be math error. So for rational function, the denominator should not be equal to 0. So that's a domain here. So the domain will be the set of all real numbers, but x will not be equal to half. Now, how do you find the range? You find the range by first finding the inverse of f. All right. Because it's a rational function, so it will be 2xy minus y is equal to x plus 1. So this will be 2xy minus x is equal to y plus 1. So this will be x 2y minus 1 is equal to y plus 1. So let me erase this. Over 2y minus 1 over 2y minus 1, or x will be y plus 1 over 2y minus 1. This topic is under domain and range. If you have the Z-Fuse application, you can open domain and range. So now you have this, right? So I'm going to select, this is a range, this is the inverse, right? Now you have to extract the range from the inverse. Okay, so this will be let 2y minus 1 not equal to 0. So 2y will not be equal to 1. So y will not be equal to half, right? So meaning the range will be equal to y such that y is a member of all the numbers in the universe, but y will not be equal to half. Okay, that's the answer to this question. All right, so the last part is saying find f, all right, g of x. Okay, so this is a composite function. It means in the function of f, while there is x, I'll replace g of x. Now what is your g of x? Your g of x is 1 over x plus 1. Then I'll write my divided by this side, 2 1 over x, all right, minus 1. So make this a single fraction. This will be 1 plus x over x, all right, divided by, make this a single fraction. This is 2 over x, right, minus 1. We're going to make it a single fraction. So this will be 1 plus x over x divided by, make that is a single fraction. It will be 2 minus x over x. Then this will be 1 plus x over x times x over 2 minus x. This will cancel, and the answer will be 1 plus x over 2 minus x. That's the way you go about this question. Thank you guys for watching, and feel free to reach out. I'll write my number, though I don't like it necessarily. Then is 73490662. You can WhatsApp me. This is Elon Prince. All right. You can WhatsApp me. Just WhatsApp only. Don't give direct calls. I'll not pick up. Yeah, that's the way it is. And to those who want physical lessons, I'm usually based on CBU. So for physical lessons, just inbox that number. Physical tutorials. This is Brainfuse Tutorials. Brainfuse Tutorials, and we do offer 4 courses: chemistry, physics, and mathematics, and biology, at only 300 kwacha the entire term. If you're doing School of Mines, you only have CH, PH, and math. It is 250. All right, 250 termly. If you have, if you're doing CH, if you're under SICT, all right, where you have 2 courses, or chemical, or SNR, all right, it's 200 kwacha termly. Okay, 200 kwacha termly. So feel free to reach out. And to those who want understanding in these topics, you can just go also on Play Store and download the Z-Fuse application. Okay, Z-Fuse app. You'll find all these explanations there. Thank you guys for watching, and prepare adequately for the tests that are coming in the exams by watching these videos, of course, and joining our tutorials.